So I saw this type of roof, and a lot of people have been asking me questions on how they can make this roof with different POP level. You can see this one is here, this one is here. So let's see how we can do it now. All right. So I'm going to, let's say we have a building like this. If we take a look at it in 3D view, look at how it is. I'm just using the wall. We already know how to design wall and so forth. All right. So I'm going to go to the floor level, and we're going to draw our normal type of roof. All right. So I will click on architecture, click on roof. That's this type of roof. It's the same. When you click it by default, the same thing will appear. So what I want you to do is, when you are drawing it, you're going to draw with an offset of 600 mm. Okay, define slope while doing that. So I'm typing 600 mm here. All right. So I will use peak line. I don't want to use peak wall, but you can use that. There is no problem with that. Click this, click this. Sorry about that. I'm going to click here. Okay, click here, click here, 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 and here. All right, so I'll use trim this and this, trim this and this. Okay, go ahead and trim this and this. Okay, trim this and this, and then escape a couple of times, then delete this. I just deleted it. So when I click finish, it gives us this roof. Let's look at it in 3D view. This is how it is. All right, this is how it is. Now you can see how it is. Everything is like this. Now what we're going to do now is let's now change the whole thing. Okay, so I had created a level. Let me show you my south view. Let me just click south view so we can easily understand. So this is our ground floor. This is my normal, the level where I drew the this. So I had to create another level somewhere here so I can be able to see this roof. Okay, so that's level 4. So I'll go over to level 4. You already know how to create levels, right? So I'll go to level 4. You can see I can see this in there. Okay, so look at where I created this somewhere close to the top. All right, so that's why I have this. So you have to do that way. So I'll click on this, and this is what I have. Now what I'm going to do now is to model this thing separately. So how will I do that? You see model line here. I'll click on model line. Okay, I use pick line and pick every segment of this thing. So how do I do that? I pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, here, 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 here. I've picked that one. So I'm going to pick this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'll pick this one on top here, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one, this one. All right, go over here, pick this one, come down here, pick this one, pick this one too, this one, pick this one, and pick this one. You can see I'm using model line to do that. So ensure that this one is picked. Okay, since I've picked all of them, I will escape a couple of times. Okay, select everything here. It gives me opportunity to filter. So I'll click on filter, remove the roof, and I'll have the lines only. So I'll click open. So I'll have the lines selected. What I will do now is to move it. So how do I do that? I'll click on move. I want to move it by like 60,000 mm. Okay, that's 60 meters. So I'll type 60,000 here. Remember this number, 60,000. So I'll click this. Okay, so it moves everything to this side. Okay, now this is what we have. Now the next thing we are going to do now is, remember, this is the place where, in order to get something like this, we have to start working on this segment. Okay, so I'll go over here. While here, I'm going to extend this part by 600, extend this part too by 600. Okay, so I'll click on this, to find the dimension, see how I will find it. If I click on this, you can see this is 3600. So I'll add 600 to this. That makes it how much? That makes it 4002. So I'm going to extend this to 4002. Extend. Click here and type 4200. All right. So it has extended. If I click here or click here, I'll be able to see the dimension of it. You can see it's 65. All right. So I'm going to add 600 to it. That makes it 7001. Excuse me. 7001, right? So I click on this, extend it to 7100. 7100. Okay. So the whole thing we are going to do is just to make this roof workable, all right? As workable as possible. We'll do our best to do that. So what do? You can see that when we do this, you can see that this, we need to extend this. We need to move this to join this line. So I'll use copy first. Copy this and move it to this place. All right. Escape a couple of times. Then with that, I can delete this, the old one. Now the same thing happens here. Okay. I'm going to have to move this. I use copy still. I don't want to use move because so we can see what is going on. Okay. So it moves it this way. Escape a couple of times. Let's continue with this. So I'm going to have to delete this one inside. If I delete it, this is what I have. Right? Now, let us keep going. If you see how this thing looks, you can see that there is a little space here. And instead of meddling with that space, I want everything to align here. So how do I do that? So I just select this. Okay? Let me move it to join this line. I will use move instead here because I don't want to. I'll select this intersection. Just move it here. Okay. So when we go here, you can see where it matches here. You can see it matches this one directly. If I select this and I click this just to ensure, you can see everything is in position. And this one is in line here. So all I have to do is to click on this and click on this. Okay, and this one gets joined here. So let's continue from this side. Escape a couple of times. So with the way this is, okay, I need to make this and this to join. So I click on this and get it to join with this. So if this joins with this, it now follows that I have to either make this to move a bit forward. Okay, so I will escape a couple of times, select this, let's move it to this place. Okay, hope you are following me. Escape a couple of times. So when that is done, I can delete this, right? And when I delete this, I'm going to have to, because this line must be joined, I'm going to have to move this line to join this here. Okay. When that line joins, I have to move this. I'll use copy again to move it to this place, to this intersection. All right. Let's see what we have. So that means with that, I can move this to this place. Okay. And if that so happens, that means I can delete this and trim off this and this. Okay, so this is what we have. And then with that, escape a couple of times, I can move this. Let me use copy. Move it to this place. Okay, escape a couple of times. I'll delete this or Ctrl Z. Let me extend this to this place so I can figure out what to do with this extra space here. can delete this. Okay, I can move this to join here, right? And when I do that, I can delete this. What can I do with this now? Because our aim is just to make it work as possible, like to be simple, and when you look at it, it's roofable, right? And it must form a closed loop. Okay, so let's say I use this, trim this and this. Okay, then escape a couple of times, right? Select this, click on it and create similar, and then it's still in draw. I can now draw it to this place. Okay, escape, then I delete this and this. Now this is how it looks. Everything forms a loop. Okay, all of them are joined together. So the next thing we are going to do now is to draw every part of the, you see here the roof is together, but we are going to draw each section one by one. All right, that's what we are going to draw right now. So follow me as we do that. So I will go over, I will click on this, right click on it and create similar. All right, so when I do that, I will select a line, pick line. I can uncheck this, okay, and go over here. This is where we are working. Click on this, click on this, click on this, click on this. When I click on this, I want it to slope to this direction. So in order to make it slope to this direction, I'll escape first a couple of times. Click on, I'm typing escape to escape. So I'll select this particular line, and you can see define slope. I'll select define slope. Okay, so leave it at 30 degrees for now and click finish. So with this thing in this direction, it means it is sloping towards that side. So I'm going to right click on it again, click create similar, okay, and then do the same thing here. I'm picking line, okay, this way and this way. All right, ensure we are not missing anything. You can see here is open, so I'm clicking on this. So once that is done, I'm just going to finish it together with you because I don't want you to miss anything. All right, so I'll select this, the same thing, click define slope, okay, and click finish. Okay, so I will go to this. This is the next segment. So I'll right click on it, click create similar. All right, so use our line, click on this, click on this, click on this, and click on this. You can see how it is. Now I'll escape a couple of times. Right, select this one and define slope. Okay, click finish. So I'm still going to do the same thing all around. So I'm going to, the next segment is here. So I'll right click on this and create similar. All right, when I do that, I click on this. Okay, select this one, and this one. All right, once I'm done with that, I will escape a couple of times as I have been doing. Select this and click finish. Click define slope and click finish. Okay, so I'm going to draw this segment. Maybe you finish off this one by yourself. All right, so let me make sure I finish this segment and then you can draw this yourself. I don't want this video to be long, so I'll right click on this, click on create similar, just follow me. Okay, select my line. All right, check this, come in here, you can see this. I'll select this one and this one because it must form a closed loop. I'll click on this. All right, then I'll use trim to trim here and here. All right, then when I'm done with that, I'm going to escape a couple of times, select this, and then define slope, click finish. The same thing happens here. So I'm going to right click, create similar, click on this, and this. All right, then escape a couple of times, select this, and then define slope. Okay, I'll finish it. So the same thing is going to happen here. All right, so right click, create similar, this, select this, this and this, escape a couple of times, select this one and click define slope, then finish. We are going over here. Okay, so I'm right clicking, create similar, so I'll select this using line, I'll select this, go up here, make sure I select this and I select this. Okay, come here, select this and this, come here, select this and this. Alright, come here, select this one, this is still selected. I'll click define slope for this. Let me not make it too tedious for us. So I'm going to click on this and click define slope. I'll finish. Alright, so next is this page. So I'm going to click this, click create similar, click on this. So I'm doing this, no, it's still on define slope, so I don't want to continue with that. Let me do this and remove slope from here. Select this one, remove slope. Alright, so I'm clicking on this. I want check define slope. The only place we need slope is here, so let me get to that. Click on this and this too. I'm using trim to trim it. Then I'll escape a couple of times. Then what next? Select this and define slope. Okay, I finish. I'd like you to do this segment by yourself, right? So I'll do it quickly from my own end. So you should have something like this right now. When you look at it in 3D view, save project. When you look at it in 3D view, look at how it looks. Okay, this is what you should have right now. Now what I want you to do is to select everything here, because right now this whole thing is in level 4. So select everything here, all right, and then filter on check lines this time around, click OK. So we'll have only the roof. Then you can now bring this roof, the base level, let it be level 2, which is our roof level. I'll click apply, so it comes down. All right, so I can now go to level 2 and I'll have 2 of them. This is the first one we created, this is the second one we created. All right, so I'm going to select this and delete. You remember that I told you I'll select this. Remember that I told you to remember the number we moved it by, so it's 60,000. So I'm going to click move and I select this edge and I drag it this way and type 60,000. Okay, so it will go and match here directly. You can see. All right, I'll tap Ctrl S to save. So when we look at it in 3D view here, you can see it. Now when you look at it from here, you can see an indentation. Okay, that means it's because we have to move this thing up. So don't worry, all I have to do is, if you look here along this line, you are seeing that indentation. You can see it. Okay, so we just have to fill everything up. So how do we do that? I'm going to select this. Okay, that's where we want to change, right? That's the one we want to move up. I select this one too. I hold. How am I selecting? I'm holding Control to select. When I click on select, it will select. Still holding Control. When I click on select, it will select. So it has selected. You can see that there is a depth all around here. I'm holding Shift and right click to rotate and drag it to rotate. You can see how it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the south view, which is where we'll be able to see this in properly. You can see how it is. So I just have to drag this edge to meet this edge. All right, so I'll use move, drag this edge to meet this edge, click finish. All right, when we look at it in 3D view again, you will see that, see how everything is aligned and they are not in the same level. You can see that they are not in the same level. All right, so what do I do next? Let's now make it to look like one of those Nigerian big or African big pitch roofs. So I will select all this, right click on it, click select entire project. Okay, I right click to select all instances in the entire project. Then I'll go here and change the slope degree, the angle. So I'm going to make it, if I make it for instance 45 degree, okay, click this, it goes up like that. Alright, you can see. You can also, because of the angle, to avoid, you are still seeing that indentation. That's because of the angle, I think. So I might need to change it again to rhyme with the whole thing. So I select all instances in the entire project. Let's bring this into 39 degree. I know 39 degree is not an ideal number, but you know, you can see how it is. By the way, you can see that this is no longer the same level. So with this in being like this, look at it, being of these different levels, you can see them, this one, you can draw the sweep, that's the concrete fascia, separately for this one, and then you can now draw the concrete fascia separately for this one. And by the end of doing that, you will have this thing like this. You can see they drew the concrete fascia of this one separately, and they now drew this one separately. So that's how you are going to be able to do it. Right? So what we are going to do next is just to apply material to this, so it will look like a roof. First off, let me delete this thing at the back here, these lines. We don't need it anymore. Right? So what we are going to do is to now assign material to this. So I'll select this, right click, and select all instances in the entire project. You can also select visible in view, they are same. So I'll select this, okay. I'll go over to edit type, I'll duplicate it, okay. So I'm duplicating and I'm going to give it roof, right, with different level. Okay, I'll click OK. So I like to, this is very big, so I'm going to change it to 50. Okay, then select material. Okay, it's coming. Don't know why it's taking time. All right, so this is how you can create your material. You can search for material or create a new material like I'm doing here now. So I'm going to right click and rename it. Right click and rename it, sorry. Right, okay, it's time to rename actually. Roof. Then just give it 1. Then I'll click on this and go and look for a roofing material. All right, so under appearances, you're going to see roofing, right? You click on roofing. There are different things you can use to roof. I don't know why my system is hanging, but that's fine. So I don't know why it's hanging. I'm going to use this. Okay, my system is hanging. I'll close this. Close this. Alright, this is what we are using. Alright, so you can change the color under appear graphics. You can change the color. That's here, sorry. This is where you be able to change the color. Change it to black, right? Click OK. So if you change the color, you will remove this. Then under pattern, select a pattern you want it to have. Okay, so I'm going to select one of these patterns. Look for one that matches your roof. Select it. Selected this, right? This X. Let me just select this, alright? Okay, here, that's the color. Let me select this here. I know this is for plywood, but just select it. Okay, click apply, click OK, click OK, click OK. So we'll have our roofing sheet. You can see how it is. Alright, now you can see the different, you can see that the roof is of different levels. They have different levels. You can now draw your what's it called, your concrete fascia this way and this way separately. That's the one that goes this way. We'll draw it separately, and this one you'll be able to draw it separately. Thank you.